Seven Year Legs Media. You know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thanks. We got lots of stuff coming up.
Hey, there we are. After one more time. That was amazing. So what happened just now was no fault of anyone but my own. These things happen. So let's get on with it. We turn that bad boy down just a little bit. And we're going to get into today's stage 17 of the La Vuelta. We're going to get into the stage 17 today. Pretty interesting. Sort of got in my feelings yesterday because of felt like Vingegaard did he sort of did Sepp dirty. Just a little bit, but a little bit of it I understand. And the funny thing is, if you go across the media platforms, everybody was singing the same tune. What is going on? Like in the game of cycling, in the ethics of cycling. What happened yesterday was sort of crazy. Just, we haven't seen anything like that since Le Mans. Oh, no, not since Le Mans then and now, because it goes a little, we have something more recent with Lance Armstrong and I believe it's Contador. So those two didn't have the best of relationships. So they had a similar thing, but not as volatile. Well, yeah, it was as volatile as Le Mans and but they never were racing like, one for the other. Like, they didn't have any deals or anything like that. But Le Mans, Lance just didn't like playing second fiddle to Contador. Lance to this day still doesn't really have too much nice things to say about Contador. And anyway, so just all about that yesterday. And then today, what happened today? So we have Remco taking off, getting in the break. Remco's pissed. You can see he's pissed because Remco wants to be like, he wants to win the stage. He wants to go to win the stage. So let me see if I can get this page here up. But before we get into that page, just going to do a little quick business. So as some people know, some people that tune into my channel, I'm going to bring up, is it going to come up? No, it's not going to come up because what I need to do is get rid of the cam. Get rid of me. And here we go. So this is what I'm working on right here. This is my vision. And it's going to be our vision because it's more than likely going to be more than one person other than myself, because I know way I can run something like this on my own. But my vision is to start an international youth cycling academy, which would allow youngsters who really want to get into the sport of cycling and that actually have some talent. And the whole thing is that the main cruxes behind what's going on is that the sport is just extremely expensive, and it's really hard for like youngsters to get in and get involved. So like when I got started, it was really a struggle. It was really a struggle to get to all of the races that I wanted to get to. There were more races that I wanted to do in Europe. There were a lot of the big races that I probably could have gotten to had I had some like financial support. I mean, big European races, like some of the big classics and stuff. Because back in the 80s and 90s, it was a bit more open, so I could have entered the races as like, racing for my country, as as a national team member. And I was definitely good enough to like just be in some of those races. So, not saying I was going to go out there and win anything, but just to experience racing on that stage and that platform. So the finance stopped me from getting there. It wasn't just the finance, it was the people that were around me as well. If I had people that were as encouraging as I am going to be, or as I want to be for these youngsters that want to come up and do something in the sport, then yeah, I probably would have gotten the opportunity to appear on some of those stages, just to have that experience and to share with others. But I did get to do some races. I didn't get to do many, but I did get to do some like big international races. Done a lot of races in the US, quite a few races in the Caribbean. But this is our whole vision here. To everything that I'm doing is to go towards this. And it's the vision of the International Youth Cycling Academy. The goal is to open a cycling development camp that takes kids from lower income countries and constantly to produce the world's finest professional cycling champions who are recruited by well-known teams across Europe. So that is the goal, and that's what we are working on. And I hope that you can support the effort. The GoFundMe is right there. Just, right on your screen. You can scan it with your phone. If you're looking on your phone, screenshot it. I don't know how it works if you're on your phone and looking at it on your phone, but if you're looking at it on your computer, screenshot it, and then put it in your phone and you check it out. I'm gonna make this happen, and it's not gonna take, and it's gonna happen within the timeline that I predict as well. 2024, 25, something like that. We should be rocking and rolling. But the whole thing next year is to be in Europe, to follow the European races, blow the YouTube channel up, because the YouTube channel is basically what we're looking to help finance the start of the Cycling Academy. So I'm going to now jump into a buddy of mine. I'm going to let him tell you about something that's happening in Oklahoma. It's a bike ride happening in Oklahoma. So take it away, Osborne. He's coming. Come on. Where are you two?
This is Osborne. We are 2.5 weeks away from the first ever Black Towns of Oklahoma bicycle tour. And I'm inviting you to come out and ride with us. We got a great course planned. And when we finish our ride, we'll be returning to the Muskogee Fall Art Festival. The headliner this year for the festival is Selby Minard. Selby is the founder of the Dusk to Dawn Blues Festival in Rennesville, Oklahoma. She's an incredible artist, incredible blues singer and player, and she'll be performing for you when you cross the line. We also have our custom jerseys for the Black Towns of Oklahoma bicycle tour. They're on sale for $65. You can order one online, or you can purchase one at the event, or you can call me and buy one from me. So hope to see you September 23rd in Muskogee for the first ever Black Towns of Oklahoma bicycle tour. Osborne.
And bring back my camera. What's up? There he is. So anyway, that was my man Osborne in Oklahoma. He was on one time with me, when I was just getting started, and he definitely was really cool about coming on and helping me break the ice. And I'm pretty sure at some point we'll get him back on and talk and see how things are going over there in Oklahoma. The Black Towns ride in Oklahoma. So anyway, let's get on with this. We gotta get on to stage 17. Sepp Kuss, Primož Roglič, Jonas Vingegaard, however you want to pronounce it. But let's get into today's stage. And today's stage was won by Primož Roglič. Yes, it was. Indeed, it was. So as you can see in the standings, how they finished basically. Primož Roglič, Jonas Vingegaard, Sepp Kuss finished third place. So he stayed in the red by 8 seconds. Mikel Landa was in 4th place, while Poles, who was pacing Mikel Landa, trying to help him to get a Spanish win on La Vuelta, but Roglič and Vingegaard were just too strong for Mikel Landa, and that's just the way the cookies crumbled. Then you had João Almeida finishing in 6th place. I'm not even gonna try to. I gotta listen to the announcer say that name. And then we have Butraga, and then Ayuso and Enrique Mas. So we have 3 Spanish riders finishing in the top 10. Roglič winning the day, Jonas Vingegaard in 2nd, and Sepp Kuss was in 3rd, hanging on to the red jersey by 8 seconds. So let's just go run through some of these resume, come back. I think the pause. Good. So like we're gonna get into today's stage, and here we see we got 3 riders, one from Groupama, FDJ, Lotto Destiny, and UAE. I believe that's what is his name? Mark Soler. I'm not quite sure who the other 2 riders are because I missed their names and their backs are to me, so it's a bit hard to see who they are. So let's get into the day. So this is how we started. We are 25k from the finish. There was three like ridiculous climbs. We go back and look at the profile, but there was two category 1s and 3 category or. What does category or mean? Category means it's off the charts. It's beyond hard. It's like, you know, it has some sick grades, and the average of the climb is like well over like 10 to 12% for the whole way. So with pitches of like 23%, it really is tough. So as we get into the day, he didn't do anything yesterday. He sort of sandbag. I think I have too many pitches, too much stuff loaded up in the program at the minute, so it's not handling what's going on. I'm gonna try and push through this, and hopefully it doesn't crash on me anymore. And if it does, I'm just gonna end the broadcast because I said what I had to say, and we'll be out. So Remco is like 25k from the finish, and he was a little bit perturbed because he was upset that Jumbo-Visma was not letting him get the gap that he wanted to so that he could win the stage. But it was Sepp Kuss's birthday, so in a sense, those guys were riding for Sepp to help him to win the stage. But as we'll get on and we'll see that like even though all of that work, it didn't end up like it didn't pan out for Sepp. Oh my goodness. So as you see the riders getting on to the last climb, this is the last climb going up just before they finish the whole category climb. And it's just how to scout the front in the beginning because everyone knows what's coming. The pain is coming. I said, oh, now we're flowing a whole lot better. I'm going to see if I can bring myself back on the screen now. It seems like it's operating just a little bit better now. That might not be a good idea. Okay, well, let's get on with it because I want to. Let's see if I can find. It's not gonna work. Anyway, then you don't need to see me. So this is as the start of the climb. It's still a pretty good group together. Everyone's the only person off the front is Remco. So at the front is Jumbo. At the beginning of the climb is Bahrain. Man, Ennis, come on, you know these. Why is this stuff just sticking on? It's just about to just take control and start tempering up the climb, and everyone is. So he's like, you know, too many pitches loaded, too many pitches, Remco still has a setting tempo, you know, they're just gonna win the stage. They just have it in their heads. They're going to win, keep in formation. And this is Remco's teammate, the other Lotto Soudal rider. He was riding with Remco, but he couldn't stay with Remco on the climbs. So he got dropped off. So Mark Soler is just catching up, trying to win the stage. So as you can see, a nice good close-up of Jumbo-Visma, Jonas Vingegaard in the back there. And you got the 2, is that Roglic? I believe that's Roglic, but you got the 2 of the Jumbo-Visma riders. And the reason why, like if you see, you got 2 Jumbo-Visma riders in like red top sort of, and the others in yellow. But that's because the second Jumbo he's the national champion of which country? I want to say Italy, but that's incorrect. And then the other one is, I believe he's the Netherlands national champion. I got to get my facts, because this is not good. And then, so as we're still going up the climb, we still got 24k to go. And actually, is this the second to last climb? 2.9 kilometers. This guy is a weird type of guy. Everybody loves him and they hate him just as much as they love him because he just rides all over the place. He doesn't listen to anybody. At the same time, though, like a little bit like Remco, he doesn't hold back what he has to say. So a few years back, he was doing his thing, and he was about to, like, looking like he was gonna win the stage, and they made him stop riding to wait for my man, what's his name? Oh, Quintana. They made him wait for Quintana, and he wasn't happy. He was gesturing fingers and all of this stuff. He was not happy. So Marcelo, he's just a different, he's just different type of rider. And then we see Bahrain on the gas, and I'm not quite sure. It's still 2 climbs to go. Then boys came to play 2 at like 5K to go, and now it's 21K to go, and he's lost over 30 seconds. Not sure if they're onto the last king. Bahrain Victoria still on the front. I'm gonna try to go through this as quick as possible. And there's Marc Soler. He's still trying to chase. These roads are pretty quiet and they're really nice to ride on. So they're coming over the top of the second to last climb. And you got a couple, just showing you profile what the last climb looks like. It is a beast. So it starts off, it's in the red. So it's in the red, and the red is, I can't even see it. Like the red is like, what 10, 12%, and then it eases off. And then it like sort of goes flattish. And then it just, that last part, it's like, it's a joke, because when I was in Spain, I was saying the same thing, and I got to, ride quite a few. And it was really strange being in Spain. Like, and then being in Spain as opposed to being in France and Switzerland. And Italy has similar, like they do a similar thing in Italy as well. So in Spain, what they do is there's a hill or there's a mountain. And in France and Switzerland, they make these beautiful roads that, circumvent the hill and zigzag and go up the hill. But in Spain, I just don't get it. I remember climbs where I was at the bottom of a climb. I can see it was like maybe 2, 3, 4 miles, and it was literally a straight road to the top. And it, some of these climbs, they stayed at like 12, 13, 14%, and just straight to the top. It just like, and I'm looking at the hill that it's on. I'm like, man, they could easily, zigzagged around this, or circumvented the valley so that it was a more of a gradual climb. But it was just really weird. And it's they made a joke today that when they was doing the roads, they were trying to save money on pavement and stuff. So but not this climb. This climb zigzag like a regular climb, but a lot of climbs in Spain, they just do this. They literally made a beeline straight up the side of a mountain, which is just really, really weird. On the last climb, so I sort of cut out all of that stuff in between. There were 12K to go, and Bahrain Victorious is still on the front with Jumbo Visma is right on their wheel, and first wheel for Jumbo Visma is Sepp Kuss. So at this point, I'm looking like, okay, going to get his stage win. So Attila Volta, he done his bit on the front, and he's done. So he just so packed it in, and he's just gonna cruise up. So Jai Hindley is so this is just a picture of where they're going up to. So they're actually gonna ride up into the fog. So they're gonna go sort of around the peak of the rock and go up into the mist. So I believe it's the like, if you look to the right of where the rocky face, you can see where it zigzags, and then sort of like, then it just disappears. So that looks like an amazing piece of ride. But the climb is just steep, as you can see. Like, this is what I was talking about. You can see, and because he's so far off a GC, he's hoping, okay, you look, guys, I'm not even in the race no more. Let me get the stage. So that would have been 3. So that would have been 3. So 1 minute 12. Like Remco now, you can see he realizes the writing is on the wall. He's not really, putting in the Remco type style, ride hard. So, and I'm gonna sneeze, am I? No, I'm not. So, this look on his face is just discouraging. So here comes everybody. And right here, Frenchman, can't remember his name. He's tries to call everybody's bluff. He doesn't attack, and he just goes nowhere with it. And they just pull him back instead. I think it's rain because they used up all the guys. And then once Mikel Landa was isolated and he lost his support, Roglic went to the front and then set tempo. And at this point, I thought, okay, maybe Roglic is going to win by maybe 10, 20 seconds or whatever. But Roglic rode just hard enough to get rid of me. But I've been in Europe and I've been on a climb where you can't go that fast. And I'm going to tell you from experience, right now, like at this point, you are suffering, like, especially if it's a tough day, you are suffering. But it's so weird, even though you're suffering, you see these people here? These people are screaming in your ear so loud. And I had my name on my bike at the time. So big ladders on my forks, Luby. And they were reading "Go the Luby." They realized that was my name, and they were shouting. Look, they were saying "Lobby." They were saying "Lobby," not Luby. But what I'm getting at is that because they were screaming and shouting so loudly, I wasn't thinking about how much the climb hurt. I was like, I need to get away from these people because it was just so annoying just to have these people screaming in your ear and stuff. So at some point, like, this can be like, like, what's going on? This is crazy. This is annoying. But it takes your mind off of what you feel at the minute. So a lot of guys, if you see when they get amongst the crowd, they tend to accelerate and stuff because you want safety. And as long as you're surrounded by all these people screaming and jumping in front of the road, you're not really as safe as you were. A little bit of a burst, like it's mind over matter. So you stop thinking about the pain and what you feel, and you just start riding. You just start riding faster. Get me away from these crazy people. So at this point, Roglic is off the front just a little bit, and then Sepp Kuss had to, take his packed lunch and go sit at the table by himself. Go sit at the lunch table by himself, because Vingegaard and Roglic, they didn't press or attack. They just kept the pace going, and Sepp Kuss, he sort of packed it in, like right here. He packed it in, and this is where Mikel Landa caught back up to him. But Sepp Kuss was able to stay on Mikel Landa and finish third on the day. So Jumbo-Visma got 1, 2, 3 again. But the thing is, I know he's done 3 tours. He's done the Giro d'Italia. He's done the Volta. I mean the Tour de France, and then now he's doing La Volta. And think about it. I mean, that is a tough ask. So all of them have done 2 tours. The 2 riders, Sepp and Roglic, this will be 2 tours at the end of them, and this is Kuss's 3rd tour. And the fact that he's still staying amongst, he's like, still in the top 3. He's still in the red jersey, but depending on what type of course it is tomorrow, man, he looked like he was really, biting down hard. And this is the thing, and there's a couple people who were talking about maybe he should go out on his own or do his own thing. But this is he's being put to the fire right now. He's now being put to the fire. So this is where it's either got to be one or 2 things, that his legs are just like had enough, and if it was a little fresher, it wouldn't even be a big thing. But it's like, yeah, this is where you are made a winner or not a winner. But at the same time, it's hard to say that because he has done a whole lot more than all of these guys out there, and he is still in the mix. So you have to put that into perspective as well. Just imagine if he didn't have everything, the amount of like stress his legs have had this year in his legs, it would probably be a whole different ball game. Like you saw like early in the tour, when he did attack, when he did stand up, he was just untouchable. He was pretty amazing. Like when he won the stage, and then when he sort of left everybody, and I think he finished second or third or something like that behind. Yeah, so you can see that he's got it, but I just feel like he's just maybe a little bit worn out. So this is basically where Sepp tapped out just after this point. So like shortly after he tapped out. So now Roglic and Vingegaard is going up the road, and Mikel Landa has caught Sepp, but Sepp was like he was not going to let Mikel Landa go, so he stayed on his wheel and tempoed up there with him, and then eventually finished in third place. So here you have Sepp, and here you have Roglic and Vingegaard coming down to, so as soon as you cross the top, then there's a bit of a downhill, so it's a really fast downhill. But this is crazy. This downhill was crazy. If it would have been wet, my goodness, it wouldn't have been the safest thing, and they got the barriers and everything, so yeah, it's even on dry roads that was a dicey because the little descent down into finish was fast. It was fast. So here you can see Primoz and things. So Primoz just literally was on the front and just rolled through first, but this was supposed to be a day for Sepp, and they were going to give it to Sepp, but Sepp just wasn't able to hang on. They didn't do anything that, I don't think they should have waited or slowed down. I think if Sepp is that guy, he's going to be that guy. He should have been able to just sit the wheel and just ride up and, not lose any more time. But in fact, he didn't. And he almost lost the jersey today. So he hung on to it by 8 seconds because he came in third. So he got 4 bonus seconds, which kept him at 8 seconds away. So here you have Roglic and Jonas finishing, and now here you have Sepp, and so Sepp like bullied his way in front of Landa to make sure he got third place, and he's got those bonus seconds, which I believe were really important to him. So those Sepp Kuss crossing the line, and this is what it looked like at the end of the day. And so Sepp Kuss finished 19 seconds. Oh, so yeah, so same time. So Jumbo Visma. So you got the same time for Sepp and Jonas, and then Roglic and Jonas, and then you got Sepp Kuss, who's still in the red jersey, who was 19 seconds back. So he just hung on by the skin of his teeth, as my grandpa used to say. And just the results of the classification, so you can see that Sepp is 8 seconds. He's 8 seconds off of the jersey. So what's going to happen tomorrow? What is going to happen? So I'm going to say happy birthday to you, Kuss. You're still on your birthday. You're in the red jersey. That's what's up, brother. That's what's up. So let's bring me back. Hope you enjoyed that. That was pretty cool, going through all of that. Interesting day, very interesting day. Mixed emotions, and it's a weird one because really want Sepp to do well, but he can only do as well as his legs will let. The boy's done a lot this year, but it's looking like it's going to be a red jersey for Jonas at the end of the day. It's looking like it's going to be a red jersey for Jonas at the end of the day. It just is, because after today, it is what it is. And I appreciate you, everybody who checked in. And I'm going to be back again tomorrow. Hopefully, things will pan out a little bit smoother. And I realized what I did. I had to end the program with the first. They got all of these controls on these in this program. It's amazing. This thing is dope. This is really, really dope. This whole eCam is dope. I really like it. So I'm gonna be out. It's been cool. It's been fantastic talking to myself. I've enjoyed it. So I'll be back again tomorrow. to talk about the next stage, and then the next day to talk about the next stage, and the next day to talk about the next stage until they finish. Then I'm also going to get into probably later on something that happened with Legion. Some things going on with Legions. I'm going to tap in on that. But right now, that's about it for today. Peace out. Thank you for tapping in. I'm out. And I will see you tomorrow, same time. Hopefully no hiccups. We had a lot of hiccups today. We didn't have cupcakes. We had hiccups. Anyway, peace out, people. I'm going to run the intro. And I will see you tomorrow. We will see where we're at. We will see if Sepp is still in red. See ya.
Sever your legs media. You know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thanks. We got lots of stuff coming up.